for coming. So we're here, we're at the Primary Culture Meet. It's the 24th of April 2025, and we're really excited to hear about all the things that you've got going on in Nottingham for teachers at primary schools and for the pupils across the city that we're really obviously wanting to give a fantastic cultural entitlement to. It's amazing things are going on in schools all the time, and we're really wanting you to feel connected to the arts and cultural sector, taking your kids out on trips and bringing workshops into schools as well. So we're here as Challenge to help you make those connections, to be a partnership broker, as it were. So if you ever need support outside of these sort of sessions and networking events, get in touch with us. I'm Kathy from Challenge.
I'm Heidi. I'm also supporting Kathy and doing marketing and partnerships to support Challenge.
And together, the network that's within Challenge, all of the arts providers, we collaborate together as a sector to support you as well. So we come up with joint ways of working. And the whole idea behind Challenge is that we're fostering that collaboration. So we want to hear your ideas. We want to know what works. Where there are models of best practice and the stuff that you want to celebrate, we really want to highlight that too. So without further ado, I think I did have something that I just wanted to share quickly, because before I come over to the arts providers, just try and share a screen. Can you see the presentation that's up? You can?
Yeah.
Great. Let's just see if I can see it too. Not. That. Sorry, we're having a few technical issues. So I can't see the PowerPoint. Okay. So so here we are today. Let me just slide it on. Has it moved along?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So the things that we're running over today, we're going to highlight some of the CPD that's coming up. We'll put the links in the chat so that you can do that tonight. But we'll also put together the e-news that we put together every other month has just gone out today. So all of those opportunities and links and ways in which you can share that across your school bodies and within your trusts. We'd love you to find ways to share that newsletter that comes to your inbox with all the other school networks that you've got. So please keep sharing it and get new subscriptions to that newsletter, because it's absolutely bursting full of incredible things that you can do. We'll then come to our arts providers to give their updates. We're going to ask you about any highlights that you'd like to share or challenges that you're currently experiencing that you'd like to talk about. We'll share some of the brilliant work that's been happening with the voice boxes as part of our child-friendly Nottingham projects. We want to extend an invite to you all for the 4th of June to the Young Creative Awards celebration evening at the Playhouse. And then also just give you a quick update about the new Send Galleries network. So hopefully by the end of this time, you will have heard about all this stuff and feel completely inspired by all the arts partners that are here and go away buzzing. One of the things that's coming up really soon, which hopefully you'll have already heard about or cottoned onto within your school, it should have come through to your PHSE leads, but others hopefully will be aware of this too. Every year Challenge works with Catherine Kirk, who now runs the Achieve Well team within the Public Health Department of the City Council. And we do an RSE Day project. And this year there's a Padlet for all of you to go on to and ask your children about what healthy communication and good relationships means to them. And from those words and things, we're going to be creating a mural in the Arboretum. And there's a free CPD creative workshop next week on the 29th of April. So hopefully you've already seen that and signed up, but if anyone hasn't and they still are free to come, it's in the afternoon, 2 till 4 on the NTU City campus. So we'd love you to be part of that if you're just clocking that for the first time. And another free CPD that's coming to us from Beat Feet is on Tuesday the 13th of May. at Old Baseford Primary who are hosting it, but it's open to all schools, all ages, and it's all about bringing it. Siddiqui, who's running it, is a credible drummer and teacher, and so we're really pleased to be able to work in partnership with Beatfeet to support that one. So please come along if you can. We're about to start developing next year's cultural wall planner, the cultural rucksack planner. So all of our arts partners, keep a lookout on your emails for the shared Google Doc that will be coming around soon. And we'll be giving all of these out at an event on the 16th of July, which will be a sort of cultural inset marketplace event at the Contemporary. But we'll have them ready in June and be posting them out to you and giving them out at any events that we're at. So pick up your planner for next year, and arts providers that are here, make sure that you've sent me your key dates that you want to be shared with teachers. And that's us. So let me just come away from that. It's funny that we're not stop sharing. Right. Brilliant. So we're back. Okay, there were just a few things I didn't want to forget to tell you. Right, so just in terms of those quick introductions, do you mind if I just ask a few of the teachers that are here to share where they're from and who they represent? So can I come to Martha first?
Yes, hello. I'm Martha. I'm on my other computer because my Archway computer wouldn't connect with the internet because I'm up in my attic. I don't know what's going on. So my name's Martha Toogood and I work for Archway Learning Trust 2 days a week in Nottingham City. And currently we have 2 primary schools, but we're getting one more primary school will be coming on board in June. But currently it's Bluecoat Primary and Bluecoat and Bluecoat Bentinck. So I do a lot of work with them, and I'm a useful kind of body because I don't have a class, so I'm not teaching there, but I am a kind of coordinator there to help support arts enrichment and enhancement, so trips, but also enhancement of curriculum and so forth. And then the other thing that I do in Nottingham City is that I work for Nottingham Schools Trust as their art network and arts facilitator. So I work with all the primaries and one of the special schools in the city that are part of Nottingham Schools Trust. And we have 3 art networks every year. And we're currently developing a project with an exhibition that will take place in the last week of July, opening on the 22nd at NTU's new beautiful green and gold building, doing a printmaking course and exhibition there. So that's part of what I do. And then the other thing I do is I work with schools who are part of the RSC Associate Schools Programme in the city, and it's primarily a primary and special schools group of schools that work with us and the RSC. That's me.
Amazing. Thanks, Martha. Really glad you're here.
Yes, Trish.
Yeah.
Hello, Trish.
Hi.
Morning,
Sorry.
Trish.
Somebody's at the door, obviously, and the dog's just gone mad. Yeah, so I'm here. I work as part of the Transform Trust Central team, and I'm really here to information gather. I don't have a great deal to share about what's happening in our schools in terms of arts and enrichment. I know there is lots going on, but obviously we sit across 4 different counties, so things are quite different. So obviously our Nottingham City schools will be able to benefit from your offer, and I know there is a like offer in Nottinghamshire, but I'm interested in finding out whether there's anything in Derbyshire or Derby so that we can signpost schools to places to stuff like that. And it's just thinking about we've got we're hoping to have like a whole trust. There's a whole trust day at the end of June. It's linked to children's feelings of belonging and transition, but it's also we're thinking about how we can incorporate like every class doing an art project to exemplify who they are and how they belong together. And then obviously if every class is doing that, then you have immediately a whole school thing that shows what the children are, what they're up to. So that's kind of where I am at the moment, really. So I'm sorry, I don't have a lot to offer, but I'm here to take as much as I can.
That sounds amazing. That's the craziest thing to say. You don't have a lot to offer because you've just said that you're connecting into so many schools and there's so much to do. So it's really wonderful you're here. We're really pleased that you could make it.
Oh, thank you,
Trish. Claire. Hi.
I'm not sure which Claire you meant. So
sorry, Claire Stafford. Would you like to say where you're from and who you represent?
Yeah, thank you. So I also work for Transform Trust. So work with Trish. I'm Director of Quality Assurance. So I lead on curriculum development across all 28 of our schools, or soon to be 28 schools. So really keen, just like Trish, to take as much as we can and to engage as many of our schools in creative opportunities as possible. So Trish always has loads to offer, by the way, so
I'm
she's
sure.
lying.
Absolutely.
Are you able to say which other primary school is joining it? Oh, it's Archway, isn't it? Martha, are you able to say or not yet?
I don't
Or
think
don't
it's
you
secret.
know?
It's
It's not
fine.
secret.
Then it's all
It's
right.
fine. No, it's all right.
It's been in the pipeline a long time. I think it's a county. I think it's a Nottingham County school, Nottinghamshire County school. So yeah.
Don't worry.
Okay.
All right, thank you. And just coming to Gethin and Claire Toland. So Gethin, would you like to say where you're from?
Yeah, I'm Geth. I'm assistant head over at Blue Cup Primary. Martha's right. The school that's joining us is a county school. It's over sort of West Bridgeford way. Not West Bridgeford itself, but yeah. I am assistant head of the primary, and I'm in charge of personal development in school. So we have been a part of this sort of process for a while. I only started in the role in January, so I'm trying to take it on now and push on with it. So yeah, really excited to see and hear what everyone's got to offer.
Brilliant. And Claire Toland, lovely to see you.
Hiya. All right.
Hiya.
So yeah, I'm the art subject lead at Crabtree Farm Primary, and often come on the culture meets. Just find them really useful, for sort of sharing information with staff in school. Our school is part of the Nottingham Schools Trust, so I know Martha, and we're also taking part in the exhibition, in our school, which is good. And yeah, obviously the other things that we've been involved with, Challenge and the cultural pilot and all of those things have been really beneficial to the school. So hoping to build up some more relationships hopefully as well.
Brilliant. Well, hopefully you'll see some new people and hear from about some new things tonight. So we'll get straight over really, if that's okay. Can I come first to Stacey at the National Literacy Trust? Stacey, is that okay? And then we'll go to Rebecca at Primary. Stacey,
yeah, of course it is. Hi, I did put together some slides, mostly just so that I remember what I'm talking about. So bear with me a second while I just get sharing. Okay, can everyone see that?
Yeah.
Hang on, am I showing you my whole thing? I'll do it like that, and then there we go. Hopefully that's working properly now.
Yeah.
Okay, so hi to those of you that I haven't met before. My name's Stacey. I work for the National Literacy Trust in Nottingham. I keep telling people I'm new. I've been here, I think it's 6 months now, which has flown by really, but I think just such a big organisation with so many different things going on, that, you know, that there's just been so much to learn and get grips with and so on. So the National Literacy Trust, if you haven't come across us before, we are a UK-wide charity, but we have hubs based in specific areas, and we're lucky to have one here in Nottingham. In terms of the Nottingham team, we are quite small. There's myself, and we've got 2 project managers, Lynn and Manaz. Lynn works with our literacy champions, our volunteers, and Manaz specialises in early years. So we do a range of activity. Our main focuses in Nottingham are children and young people. We have a real focus on early years as well. And everything is around supporting literacy, including speech, language, communication, oracy, all those kind of things as well. So I thought I'd just start with some nice pictures. This is Q3, so this is our October to December stuff that we had going on, just to give you a bit of a flavour for the kind of things that we've been out and about doing. So, I mean, one that might be of interest here is that we did an event with the little librarians from Milford Academy in Clifton, taking books to the NG11 food bank for their Christmas campaign. And then some of our other ones, you can see mini movers and talking tots and babies on there. So a lot of the stuff that we do is 0 to 4 speech, language and communication, but we really have a focus on supporting children and families with school readiness through that kind of speech, language and communication stuff as well. So I thought I would start by going through some of our online resources and things that are available. I have put the link on the next slide, I can see, so don't worry, I have got the link on the next one. But in terms of what we have available online, we've got a free offer and we have a premium offer as well. So under the free offer, there's instant access, and it does say forever, which sounds very grand, doesn't it? But basically it just means once you've signed up to it, you can keep signing in and using it as much as you would like. So that's got access to a range of free literacy teaching resources and events. You get a personalised dashboard, and then we've got various kind of newsletters and so on that go out regularly, letting you know what's available, what's coming up, and so on. And then there is the premium account that's available as well. So that is annual, and for schools, the cost of that is £100 per year. And that just has extra resources in addition to the free account as well. So kind of whole school literacy planning tools, access to more research and so on. So here's the specific link for the primary resources. So there's a link there and it takes you through to everything that's going on as a part of that. So under the free resources, we have a planning calendar, and I always share them with the challenge group as well. So thank you, Heidi, for putting those in there and letting people know what's coming up. So they're all curriculum linked resources. So some of the things that we've got coming up over the summer term, literacy and Shakespeare resources, VE Day resources, comic relief and so on. So again, lots of things that you would need to have an account to sign in for it, but it's all under the free account. And then under our premium resources, we've got some SATS classroom revision guides for year 6, information on enhancing reading through audio and improving non-fiction writing. So that's just a couple of examples I pulled out. There's loads more on there. But yeah, if you wanted to go and have a look at that and all the resources that are available. We also have a range of programmes. We have competitions and reading challenges that come up throughout the year, and CPD training available as well. Again, if I direct you to the website, all the links are on there as they come up and change. Most of the programmes and competitions and things like that are free resources. There are a couple that are some of the premium ones, and the CPD training usually does come at a cost, and all the information on those is on the website, and there's online ones available to join as well. And I just wanted to point you to a new project that we've got at the moment, Better Health Start for Life. So this is the preschool stuff, but as I say, there's a real focus on supporting with school readiness through that. So it might be relevant, but working in partnership with the Department for Education on the Start for Life campaign, including in Nottingham. So we're working quite closely with kind of family hubs and supporting that early language literacy home learning environment. So there's a bit of information there as well, just in terms of what we're doing kind of locally and on a national level towards that. And then I just wanted to mention our Literacy Champion programme as well. So I mentioned that I've got a colleague who works with our Literacy Champion volunteers. So our Lit Champs, it's quite an interesting programme. It's not a traditional volunteer role that you might think of, where you turn up every Tuesday morning and you do a specific role. Our literacy champions are people that are trained to be champions in their community around literacy, and kind of be a real advocate for literacy, whatever setting you might be in. Some of our literacy champions are community, so they're people that have signed up and have a personal interest. And we also have what we call our workforce literacy champions, so people that are based within organisations. And they have a very short 1 hour kind of training session, and then we support you to put on additional events and things like that. You might be able to get access to our resources. We can often help out with donations of free books and so on. So we do have teaching assistants and people from different schools who sign up for that, and people in other arts partner organisations if you're working with children and young people. So I'll put my information in the chat, and if anybody wanted to know any more about that, then you're welcome to get in touch. And that is the end, but I can see Heidi and or Kathy have something to ask.
Oh no, that's brilliant. Thank you, Stacey. That's fantastic. There's so much going on, isn't there? So
yes,
it's really good that you were here to share it. Thank you.
Can I just say also for the arts partners, and I think I'm right, Stacey, to say that if you're delivering particular exhibitions and things and want kind of accompanying books or book recommendations, you're really happy to do that, aren't you, Stacey?
Yes.
As an extra element to anything you might be doing in terms of exhibits and things. Just worth
it's something we'd really like to do, because we're very much about kind of amplifying things that are going on and partnership work. Okay. We work with a lot of different organisations. So for the arts partners out there, you know, if you've got a particular exhibition or a particular focus, you know, we could do things like, you know, produce a recommended reading list that, you know, kind of complements what's going on in your exhibition. We'll kind of promote what you're doing and link it back to literacy. And we always try and make sure that we always check the catalogue for Nottingham City Libraries and make sure their books are accessible to families. Everything we do is about being as low cost and accessible as possible to the families that we're working with. So I'll pop my email address in the chat, and as I say, if anyone's got any ideas or wants to talk about anything further, then just get in touch.
Well, right, I'm going to come over to Becky now, if that's okay. We've got about 5 minutes each, I think, but if I've timed it right. So if that's okay, we'll try and stick to the 5 minutes as we go forward.
I might do my timer.
Okay.
Please do.
Thanks,
just let me know.
Go over. I couldn't see my clock.
It's all right. It's fine.
Okay. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm also just going to share. I've just got a PDF with a couple of images on, so bear with me. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So hi everyone, great to be joining you. I haven't been to one of these for quite a long time. So my name is Rebecca. I work at Primary, which is not a school, but is a visual arts organisation based in Radford on Seeley Road. And we're in an old Victorian primary school building that used to be the Douglas Primary School. We've been here for over 12 years, so hopefully some of you are familiar with it. If not, that's where we are. So I think just to kind of give you a little brief overview of the sorts of things we have on offer for primary schools. We're quite a small team, so we don't have a sort of a full schools programme, but we do a lot of collaborative working, and we also offer visits, free visits, including activities to come and see exhibitions and events on our building. So at Primary, we've got artist studios. We've got a range of, we've got about 50 artists based here now, working across a broad range of visual arts, contemporary art, and some people who also work across into kind of performance, writing, different art forms. So it's a really inspiring space to come to. We also have a regular programme of exhibitions and events. And I'll tell you a little bit about the exhibition we've got on currently and the opportunities to come and visit and the kinds of things we do with schools. And we also do quite in-depth collaborative programmes. So we've worked quite a lot with primary schools in our local area in Lenton and Radford, but sort of open to relationships across the city if people are interested in that way of working. So, oops, sorry. Yeah, so the next image is a current exhibition by an artist called Maya Ruth Lee. This is on until the end of May. Maya Ruth Lee is based in Colorado, but came over to make this exhibition here in Nottingham using one of the studios here. And the exhibition is called Human Life in Motion, and it really explores experiences of migration and kind of the idea of free passage. So the downstairs gallery has this series of sculptures that are based on migrant workers' baggage that she's created kind of, these sort of bound packages that are filling the space downstairs. And then upstairs, we've got these incredible series of banners, and the banners were created through the same sort of process of binding. So they've been bound around those packages that kind of represent migrant workers' luggage, and it relates to her own history as well. So the colours of the banners relate to traditional colours in Korean culture, and the sort of 5 elements. And then the 6th banner, which is the green banner, which you can just see in the background of that photo, was created in a workshop here in Nottingham with a group of people who have their own stories of migration. So it was a group called Heya, which is an Arabic women's group, and also people from refugee roots and individuals who shared some of those kind of histories. So this is often the way we work, like very collaboratively, with different people from the community coming in, working alongside artists, and we're really passionate about that and the kind of stories that are told. So the other thing I wanted to share with you is that, you know, as an old primary school building, we've refurbished in the last few years. We've got a really fantastic area that's outdoors, that used to be the playground. It's now kind of converted into a garden. We grow a lot of food. We kind of link in with local food projects. We do a lot of work around environmental education and materials use. In this image, you can see a kind of shed almost thing at the end, which is our materials store, where we take in materials coming from studios and exhibitions, and we're, you know, using all of that to recycle into new artworks rather than it going in the bin. So there's lots of things that I suppose, you know, you can come and visit and bounce off. And we've got a whole community of artists here, some of whom have lots of experience in facilitating workshops, both for, you know, could be for kind of professional development for teachers, but also with children. We do lots of regular out of school activities. So we collaborate with the toy library, and we offer an after school club on Wednesdays. It's obviously most relevant for families in our area, but you know, just if that's of interest. And quite often we have things going on in the holidays as well. So yeah, there's an image of some of that kind of activity happening in the lovely garden space.
Thank you.
Then, sorry, is that the end?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's great to see you.
All right, the last image, I'm just going to give a shout out to Ismail, Khokon, who's on the call as well.
Yeah.
The public artwork. Okay, thanks.
Oh,
sorry for everything.
No, it's fine. Becky, that's brilliant. Thank you so much. And maybe we'll come to Ismail next as a nice link. Ismail, you made that gorgeous picture that we just saw, the last image from Becky, didn't you?
No, it's really colorful and bright, and all the idea.
Yeah,
all the idea came from children. So yeah, I'm proud. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for inviting me. I work in New York Exchange now as a neighborhood producer. Unfortunately, I don't have the slide to show you, but I can briefly talk what I'm doing. I'm very new to my role now, so I'm managing a few projects here and there. One of the projects is called Through Your Eyes, which is basically I'm working with a local school called Khokon and a Forestfield Primary School. So around 50+ students who took part in learning about photography, capturing the moments of Hyson Green celebrate diversity. So there will be 2 exhibitions, one in New York Exchange, which is 30th of May for 6 weeks. Another one is actually happening today. The council came to install the frames, which I need to go literally after 5 minutes. So they're going to install the 3 frames, and their photographs will be in the Hyson Green Marketplace for permanently. So this is one of the projects I'm doing. And this project will launch in 3rd of May. I'm going to send you a link as well. Feel free to come and join. Another project we're doing called Beyond the World. It is Beinart projects. It's been 2 years. They have been working. I shouldn't say they, but we have been working for at least 2 years now with local artists, local organization, just to promote Hyson Green, celebrate local histories and heroes. So there will be again the festival, which is 3rd of May from 5 to 6 o'clock. There will be lots of activities. Also, you'll have opportunity to see the murals in the city in Hyson Green, and I'll send you the link and feel free to come and join. There is here and there's few projects going on, but this is the main project at the moment, which is through our eyes and beyond the wall projects. So yeah, this is me.
And Ismail, if schools are wanting to book a visit to come and see the gallery or come and see the Through Our Eyes exhibition, would it be you that they contact at New Art Exchange to organise that? Yes. Brilliant. That's great.
It's starting from 30th of May till 12th of June.
Okay. And
open to any age.
Okay, it sounds like a really lovely thing that other schools might be able to replicate, you know, with the photography around their local areas. That sounds really
This is the
great.
first time New Art Exchange is doing this children exhibition, which is
lovely.
Very new.
Wonderful. Thanks very much. Okay, thanks for being here. So we're going to come over to Rachel at Lakeside and then Grace at Playhouse. So Rachel, over to you.
Hi everybody. I hope you're all well. I'm Rachel. I'm the learning manager here at Lakeside. We are the University of Nottingham's public art building, and we're based in Highfields Park, if anybody's been to us before. Coming up, we have just said goodbye, well, we will do on Sunday, to Cosmic Titans, which is all a bit about black hole exhibition. So I don't know if any of you got a chance to come, but it was quite amazing. And the next exhibition that's coming, which will open but not until the end of May, is Material Worlds, which is a very it's a variety of different artists. I think there's about 20 different artists in there, and it's a real contemporary way of working with textiles. So lots of different, some really huge pieces, some really tiny pieces. So we've got that happening over the summer period. And we've got lots of different workshops. So everything from visual arts to drama to storytelling to forest school to dance, poetry, rap, and creative writing, all linked alongside that, which is very exciting. The other thing is to say that we've got Kate Maguire's big feather sculptures coming for September. And then we've got Andy Warhol coming for spring 26. So I know that's actually on the curriculum. And just one other thing, which I just wanted to promote for all the people in the room, big people, is you might want to come and actually have a little staff night out. We've got an amazing show coming next Thursday. I know it's a bit late in the day, but you never get to spoil yourselves, do you? And I think you need to spoil yourself. So we've got a show called Sand coming, which is a kind of physical theatre meets circus piece. It's actually looking about dementia, but it's done in a way about looking at love, support, resilience, and kind of human behaviour, I suppose, but done through dance, physical theatre, and circus, which is a really beautiful thing. And I knew I was coming on here, so I've asked Manya if she wouldn't mind, and she said yes. So because you're all lovely challenge members, I've managed to get it. It should be £16, but she's going to do it for £10. So if anybody wants to, I'll put a little code in there. So if you can have up to 4 tickets per person. So if you want to tell a friend, you can share it. So but nice. Yeah, I just thought it might be something quite nice for you to kind of do something for you rather than everybody else that you kind of work for. So that's me, and I'll share it now.
Thank you, Rachel. That's great. Wonderful. So over to Grace at Playhouse. Hi, Grace.
Hi, everyone. It's my first time at one of these meetings, as Sarah couldn't make it today. Unfortunately, I don't have any exciting freebies to offer, so it's a bit of a decline after that. But what I can tell you about is some of the things that we have going on at the moment for schools and teachers. So we have, as always, our schools workshops that are available to book. I always feel strange talking about the schools workshops because they feel like such a broad thing we offer, but we don't have specific set ones. We tend to build them around curriculum with teachers and what they're interested in. So as a generalization, we do workshops to promote well-being. So that could be like using drama around PSHE topics. We do workshops to build skills, so different skill sets. So like dance, contemporary dance, musical theatre, beatboxing, puppetry. We offer workshops to aid communication. So this could be things around like speech and language, storytelling to increase communication, using the body to tell stories, and also workshops around performance, which you would expect. But I think one of the main things that we have worked on with primary schools in general is quite a lot of workshops around topic work, but all of our primary school workshops are built in collaboration with primary schools. We also have teacher CPD workshops available. So this could be things like around teaching topic work through drama, being effective communicators and presenters, oracy and speaking in public, or creating whole class performances for when those terrifying end of school year productions come up. We also at the moment have our school's Shakespeare Festival happening. So this is already in motion. We are working with, I think, 8 different schools, and so 9 classes in total, to tell the story of Macbeth. So each of the different classes is telling a section of the story, and they're all coming together on the main stage to perform the whole story of Macbeth, which I'm very excited for. Slightly terrified logistically, but very excited. But I thought it'd be worth mentioning because we will be doing it again next year with a different Shakespeare story. But I know that schools tend to set budgets quite early on. So if it's something that you'd be interested in maybe getting involved with next year, then please email participation@Nottingham Playhouse. I'll put this in the chat as well, so that we can sort of talk to you a little bit more about it way in advance. But that is pretty much everything from me. So thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Grace. That's great. Can I come across to Ismail Dale now, if that's okay?
Yeah, hi everybody. My name's
Hi.
Ismail. I work for Historic England, and I've got a project called the Heritage Schools Programme in the East Midlands. And the reason why I'm here today is because I do a lot of work in Nottingham, and I continue to work with schools in Nottingham. And my project really is about looking at history and heritage, local history and heritage, and helping schools to utilise the immediate doorstep heritage around the school, so the children get to know about the history and heritage of the place where they're from. And it encourages a sense of belonging, a sense of knowing where they are, and pride in place. We try to work with well, I plan next year to be working more individually with schools to help each school to find out about hidden stories within their immediate area. Like doorstep heritage is about going out, being not having to necessarily go out and get a coach, but going out in the local built environment and looking at the buildings and the structures and the evidence of what used to be there. So it very much encompasses local history, what we call standing archaeology, which is looking at buildings and seeing what they can tell us about the people that used to live or work in those places, and seeing how the area has changed over time, and looking at the maybe what people used to do in the past around that area. Maybe it was lace making, or maybe there was a workhouse nearby, all those kind of things, and see how the area has changed over time. I work with groups of schools. This year I've worked quite closely with NST and done some training there. Hopefully next year I want to work with a smaller group of schools. We've got a small amount of money that we can use for this project next year. We're changing a little bit because we used to be funded by the Department for Education, and now we're funded by the DCMS. So we're working more with primarily with schools, but also with youth organisations as well. And the idea is to work with a small amount of schools to do the school that wants to be part of the project will commit to a number of training sessions, and then the idea is I work with the schools to develop projects about their local history and heritage, local stories, local people, those kind of things, and connect the children with the stories and the heritage and the history of their immediate area, so they feel a sense of belonging and pride. They know where they come from, they know why the area is why it is how it is, its story, and how that story fits in with the story of Nottingham itself, and how that story fits in with the national story, and perhaps even the international story as well. So it brings in elements mostly of history, but also geography and lots of ideas about sense of belonging and place and pride, and those kind of things. So yeah, if you're interested, then please get in touch. We're still working on our offer for next year because still early days, but if you'd like to get in touch, then please email me. Also, if you know have anything to do with uniform youth groups, scouts, those kind of things as well, I'd like to hear.
I think you've got a question, Ismail, from Trish. Trish, would you like to
hi,
come in?
Trish. Yeah.
Hi, it's so funny actually that you should say all that, because I had a conversation with a colleague in a school yesterday that was focusing on that kind of, actually, how can we celebrate our heritage when sometimes we don't know what the heritage is. And so really my question is it only Nottingham schools? The school I was at yesterday is in Hucknall, so it's actually a Nottinghamshire school. So it's just thinking about, would that be too far out? Or
no, not at all. I've got the East Midlands, but I'm kind of choosing. The idea is that I'm getting to schools with areas of high social deprivation, and looking at around like Nottingham and Nottinghamshire when I'm looking at the kind of league table for the East Midlands, Nottingham and Nottinghamshire, the kind of the more north you get, the more deprived it seems to be getting. So if I wanted a group of schools, I didn't want them to be in a large geographical area, but if it was Nottinghamshire, anything like that, that's fine, Trish. I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, it would be great to chat to you about it. I think I can feel a plan coming on. I mean, I've got one already, but actually there might be something a bit bigger. Claire knows what we like. So yeah, that would be great. If you could just put your details in the chat, I'll lift them from there and I'll email you.
Thanks, Trish. Yeah, that's why we come on these to these meetings. So yay. Yeah, thanks, Kathy, for organising it. It's always good.
All right.
Yeah.
Cheers. Okay, we're going to hear from two more people. So Simon and Helen. So can I come to Simon first, if that's all right? Thank you, guys.
Yep. Hi, everyone. Some people I've seen before. I've not been on one of these for quite a while yet, so I'm glad to be back on here. I work for an organisation called Freedom Foundation. We've been going for about 7 or 8 years now, working in schools and the community, in the city and county, working with children and young people around their physical and mental health and well-being. But we work with them using the creative arts, so singing and songwriting, spoken word, rapping, street dance and hip hop, body movement, and just all around the creative arts. My background is from the musical theatre background. I was lucky enough to have a professional career for about 18, 19 years. And then I got old and decided to retire and move back to my lovely home city of Nottingham, which I've been back here for about 7 years now. And as I said, I've been working for Freedom Foundation, which has been great. We've met some wonderful people in the education sector and worked with some amazing people that have helped us gain access and work with these young people that need our help. But it's always been one of our dreams and aspirations to have somewhere where young people can come to us. Because we're a CIC non-profit organisation, we do rely heavily on funding and bid writing and creating these amazing programmes that we can go to schools and say, look, your students will need this, but always it comes down to budget. I think working with young people, it shouldn't be a cost. But unfortunately, this is the day and age that we live in. But our dream was to have somewhere where they could come to us. And we've always had aspiration of having our own alternative provision, but not like any other alternative provision around physical and mental well-being, and somewhere we can create our own kind of scheme of work and curriculum around the creative arts. So we have about a couple of months ago, we got the green light to go ahead and start this process, which has been a lot of red tape to go through, policies and procedures coming out my ears, but we want to get it right. We don't want to run before we can walk, and I've been to a lot of provisions over the city, and I've seen some really good work, and then I've seen some of the, I wouldn't do that, and that's why we want to get it right. Our AP is going to be based at a building which is, if anyone of you know, Dunkirk Primary School, which is near the QMC. There was a building we went to look at a few months ago, and it used to be a nursery. and it's not been used since COVID and lockdown. And it's got 3 classroom areas, 2 outdoor spaces. Literally, we fell in love with the building when we saw it. And we got on really well with the head teacher, Steve Parry, and we just said, yeah, we want this space. So that's where it's going to be based at. It is for Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2 children. I have got something which I'll put in the chat. I just wasn't as prepared as everyone else in here today with a thing to share. But we will be working on social skills, creative writing, music, mental well-being, physical well-being, emotional regulation, their resilience, their self-confidence. And what we will be offering, so if they're fixed term and they come to us for a minimum of 12 weeks, we say, what we are offering also, it's not a 12-week offer, we're offering 18 weeks. In the provision, there will be a mentor that will be working with these children one-to-one on a daily basis. And then when that reintegration process, when they go back into the school, what we've done a lot of research. A lot of provisions then say, you know, those 12 weeks are done. It's like, okay, bye-bye, it's been great working with you, good luck. But we feel like there needs to be a bit of more help with the transition period. So we're offering another extended 6 weeks of reintegration back into the school with that child to help smooth that over, and working closely with the school to enable that. I've reached out to Kathy today and just said, oh, is there anything, you know, can we put us in touch with some more primary schools? We have been sending emails out, but I just wanted to make everyone aware of it and say, hi, we're here. And we're looking to open I'd probably say middle of May is when more realistically we will be open. But I will pop our website in the chat. It's got the link to our alternative provision website page, which you can have access to some of our policies and our curriculum, our scheme of work. And it'd be great if you can get in touch with us. And I look forward to hearing from you.
Amazing, thank you. I'm sure some of the arts providers in the room also probably want to talk to you and have questions and ways in which we might be able to collaborate. But
100%, 100%.
Yes. So if there are arts providers also kind of with their ears pricking up, going, oh, I wonder what we can do to support this new venture.
Already, you're on my doorstep. I'm like, come and play. I'm already.
Yes, absolutely. I'll put my details in the chat, and I hope to hear from you soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful.
Can I just burst the bubble and the balloon and say there's no expectation that anybody does any slides, that they have to bring slides to these meetings?
Oh yeah.
So don't go away feeling that you have to bring a PowerPoint.
No, it's just an option.
Just want to burst that.
Yeah, it's an option for people, but you don't. There's no need to. Okay, so Helen, over to you. Thanks for being here and joining us.
No problems. It won't take long for me because I'm not part of the arts and creative world. So my name's Helen Passey. I work for the Children's Society in Nottingham. I kind of connected with Challenge because I come along like some of the education and people here to sort of find out what's going on, to then see what we can bring our young people to and try and get them involved in the creative arts world. But also I'm connected to Challenge because I guess I bring like the vulnerable, what we call the vulnerable young people's voice. So for us, vulnerability means you've experienced adversity in childhood or live with disadvantage. So I kind of try and bring their voice, and also maybe bring what kind of barriers that they talk to us about, what stops them accessing creative arts and things that are going on. So yeah, I guess bring a bit of advice on how to overcome that and engage more of the vulnerable, complex young people that have experienced adversity. So yeah.
Absolutely. So Helen comes to our ops group meetings. So just generally, so that you're all aware, we have regular ops group. We've got a steering group, an operations group that's made up of our cultural education sector colleagues, and then we also have a youth cultural partnership called Connecting Knots, that's 16 to 25-year-olds that meet regularly. And one of the asks today, actually, one of the things that we've been talking about earlier was that it's brilliant to have Helen as well representing that other voice, and we'd want to bring together different sectors, and as a partnership it's obviously really important to us to not just talk to ourselves within the arts sector when we're planning and programming, and I think we're a little bit weak at the moment in having education representatives in the ops group, and we would love to have more head teachers or people like, you know, with those sort of remits like you have, Claire or Trish, and those wider, and Martha obviously is already really involved in Challenge, but that your skill and kind of directness sometimes, I think, is what the arts world needs to hear. So we very much, as a collaborative partnership, want to be meeting the needs and interests of children and young people. But we do need your voice around the table when we're planning and developing. And over, you know, as we're building and growing and thinking up things that we're going to be doing to support schools over the next 3 years and finding ways to collaborate as a sector, we'd really love to have some more teacher voices around those sort of steering group and strategic conversations.
So we'll probably try and put something that is a bit of a little job description without making it too big or unwieldy, and keep your eyes open for it and have a think about whether it's for you or for people that you know in your networks that you think would bring that. It'd be really helpful.
Because these meetings, although they're termly, these culture meet moments feel very quick, swift. It's like we expect you to go away afterwards and make those contacts and follow up with the emails that you've had. But it always feels like we run out of time a little bit to really get to the nitty-gritty of what you're doing yourselves or the things that will make a difference for you. But the reason that we've got the inset moment and creative workshops on the 16th of July is very much because a teacher was at the last ops group meeting and saying, actually, this is what we want. We want to hear from you. We want to come to something in person, but we want it to be creative and we want to have some taster workshops. We want to do some stuff there. So we want to make things happen that you tell us that you need.
And we want to get as many people in the room. So it's a one-stop shop for schools, and, you know, that you get the people that you need there who are going to develop the curriculum or have got teaching and learning responsibilities in different ways. And you've got up to three places per school or organisation. So yeah, we're quite excited about it, and we want to make it a really good event together.
Yeah. So we hope that you'll be able to take part and come along to that, everyone that's here, and then build it together. All right. So did anyone else have any other questions for people here? If anyone hasn't had a chance to see the newsletters yet, they're out, and I think they're on the website. So the May 2025 newsletter, that's a kind of compilation of things that all of our arts providers send us about the things that are coming up in the next sort of few months. That all kind of has been gathered together brilliantly by Heidi, and it's gone out into your inboxes. But if you don't receive it and you want to receive it, then please sign up to that mailing list or check your junk folders, and then you can always look on our website to download the links as well. And we've started to do a kind of just a easier PDF version as well for you to share around to all staff, just in case emails feel a bit scrolly sometimes. So yeah, anyone else want to share a quick thought before we all go away and enjoy our evenings?
Can I just say about the youth creative?
Oh yes, yeah.
We've got 2 minutes, and I just want to raise something called the Young Creative Awards in the city, which may have passed you by at a primary level, but we're really keen to kind of bring it into the life of primary schools in the city, because it's been going for about 17 years, and it's an opportunity to affirm and celebrate all of the great creativity and talent in the city across about 10 different kind of creative categories. And it has a timeline where young people can submit entries. It's got everything from photography through to creative writing, and there are probably 4 areas which would really be easy for primaries to access into it, because it is from 11, so it could really be part of your year 6 curriculum. And we'd love to invite any of you in schools to the awards evening celebration on the 4th of June at Nottingham Playhouse, so you get a feel for it. And we want to work out some pathways in over the next year for primaries to feel it is something that they could maybe get involved with. So let us know if you're interested in coming. We'll make sure you get an invite. So for the schools here particularly, I know that Mr. Armstrong from Primary is interested, but Claire, it'd be good to maybe get some Transform representation there. It's a good evening for the city. It's really nice. So I wanted to mention that. I also just wanted very quickly, because we're bang on 5 o'clock, to mention we've got probably about nearly 20 or so schools who are involved in the Voice Box project. Some of them are around this table, which is great. We launched it on World Children's Day back in November, and then schools had the opportunity to go and create and design a new kind of suggestion box, post box, if you like, as a way of capturing children's voices and a mechanism for children to lead kind of change in their school about the issues that they care about. So that is still an ongoing project. You'll find it on the website, and if schools who aren't involved want to be, then they can still do that. But actually the schools around here are all involved, so that's great. Actually, aren't they? Yeah, that's great. Thanks, everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. It's been lovely to see you and hear from you. And yeah, keep in touch. All right. Take care, everyone.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
It just does go too quickly, doesn't it?